Hi, this is Dee with Critical Break, and it is Sunday evening, and it is, guess what? The full wolf moon, and there's supposed to be an eclipse too. So an interesting night. It's been an interesting weekend, to say the least, for me. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff to share with you guys. All of it's more recent stuff. I still have a bunch of stuff that I wrote down that I still don't probably have time for, but I'll try to squeeze, hopefully, maybe some of it in. We'll try. I hope you guys are doing wonderful this evening, and I hope your weekend was as full of discovery as mine was. So, I got so much stuff to show you guys. I'm kind of excited. But I'll go through things. Let's start with this morning. This morning was really interesting. I got up. No code when I first got up, which is unusual these days, but nothing. Got up, went outside, and there were two extremely bright objects in the sky. They weren't planets or stars. The sun was already starting to peek out. You could see Venus off to the kind of south, basically. But what I saw was way brighter than the sun. Two of them. I immediately got a code with that when I came inside, because I shot in the door to grab a camera to take a picture. They were gone by the time I stepped back out. I was like, dang it. But they were super bright, like beyond bright. And I didn't even get the sense that those were the Nomo orb ships, our little tiny blue guys. They were something else, I'm pretty sure. I wish I had gotten a picture. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. But I got the code 751 right directly after that happened. So if anybody's interested in what that code said, because it's been an interesting day, because I did have a visitor again. I could hear 3 instead of 2. And Gabriel and Ed and I were both ringing, singing their angel bodies off during that time frame. They're both here right now, so I can hear them both. Well, they're not near as loud as they were, but they're definitely there. They're not far at all. Anyway, so much to share. I'm trying to decide where to start. I went ahead and took a picture of the sky where I saw the 2 bright beams or ships in that direction, so you could see how far the sun was up, etc. And I also did something else. It was brought to my attention that sticking out a bowl of water and letting it freeze could provide some interesting results, especially on specific dates. Well, I stuck it out on the 18th, and it wasn't cold enough to freeze. Stuck it out again on the 19th. This time, I held my hand over it and blessed the water in the name of Gabriel, Adonai, and Inanna. And I think you'll find those pictures really interesting. So anyway, I've done some basically a type of ritual of my own blocking the access of the full moon tonight from anyone that's negative. So try as they might, whatever ritual they try to use will be ineffective. So I did that last night too, and today, and again this evening. And I will do it again before I go to bed. But I don't know if we're even going to be able to see the moon here tonight because the clouds started moving in. I did grab a couple of shots because it was already coming up in the sky before the sun was fully down, at least here. And yeah. So, yeah. A lot of interesting things. Good evening to all of you. It's great to see you. Miss Angel. Mo Cattell, welcome. So, yeah, it's been a crazy weekend. And I will start with showing a couple of pictures that I took of the sky when I saw the two very bright beings or ships over here to the east. And that whole instance lasted maybe 5 seconds, maybe a little bit longer than that, but it was short, really short. They didn't want me to get a photograph, evidently, because they didn't hang around for it. But they were intensely bright and shooting across the sky. And they came in together, which was interesting. They both showed up just 1 minute they weren't there, the next they were. And then a few seconds later, gone again. But let's see. Yeah, we'll do share screen. So show and tell time. Lots of that today. I think you're going to find what I have to show you very fascinating. And I've got a lot of information to share and some things that I think will help you all in your process of seeking and truly awakening. Is something I discovered this weekend. Anyway, but here we go. Off to the races. Show and tell. Okay. First, we'll do the water. Well, the sky. This is what the sky looked like this morning when I saw them. And they were up in here, right in this area. And they both came in. They were probably approximately right here. And one kind of shot up a little bit this way, and the other one shot up over this way. And like I said, it just lasted a few seconds. But this is where the sun was at. And Venus, so definitely wasn't stars or a planet. Venus is off over in here, way off over in this area. Way off over here. And these were right here in this general vicinity. So, yeah, I just wish they would have stuck around because I took these shots just right after I saw them. And, yeah, unfortunately, they weren't in the sky. And that's a zoomed in shot of that same sunrise. Anyway, the blessed bowl of water. We're going to go to that. That's another picture of that sunrise. Here we go with my blessed bowl of water. There were so many markings and etchings in this ice that I wasn't even sure what to make of it at first. Because I was like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at here because I could see all kinds of things in it. And yeah, there was a lot in this ice. You could tell that it really froze fast because it bulged in the center and it formed like this white ball in the center here. It was really, truly fascinating. But what I was really interested in was the etchings on the top. And you can see there's like some sigils in here if you really pay attention. But there's much more than that in this ice. And just pay attention to the different little symbols you see pop up as these photos go by. Because I couldn't truly, I held it up to the sun. And you can see the actual ball, white ball in the center of it. But you can also see some sigils off to the sides. And you can sort of see what's in the center, but not. There was a lot going on with this ice. That one didn't turn out so good. You can start to see sigils and stuff showing up here. Sigillum. This is where you start really seeing some of the markings on the top. And I wanted to, let me get the actual, that's not what I want. Neither is that. Oh, I know what it is I want. This happens to be one of the sigils for Gabriel. And if you look at the top of that ice, you're going to see this sigil. Remember, I blessed that water in the name of Gabriel, Adonai, and Inanna. Well, his sigil appears on top of the ice. Also, if you look at this, it says Adonai on here, Adonay, and then Elohim here. But he indeed put his sigil in the top of that ice. There's other sigils all over that ice. It's crazy. But some other things that showed up. By the way, 6'9", the 6'9" is in my last name. And there's a whole lot else. This E shows up on the ice. Yeah, the kind of looks like a pi sign that's on the ice. Yeah, some really interesting stuff on this ice. But we'll go back to the ice for a minute. So you start seeing, as you're looking through at the different angles, you start seeing the different parts of his sigil popping up. And other sigils, or Sigillum, showing up there. But yeah. I didn't realize what was on that ice until I pulled up, because I had never looked at his sigils or anything. I'd never looked at those. And I had no idea what they even looked like until today. And then when I realized what was on the ice, I grabbed it out of the sink and threw it in the freezer. I don't know if that's going to save it or not. You know how ice is, it dehydrates in the freezer. So, but yeah. And start seeing the markings that are on there from different angles. I couldn't get the whole thing in one angle very well at all. So, because it was like rounded, because it froze so fast, it froze like this white perfect ball in the middle. And you can see it's like a big hump. It was really weird. So it made it hard to get the full sigil in one shot because of the angling. But this is what happened. I paid the price of a bowl to do this. I should have probably used plastic, but even that probably would have cracked. The temperatures dipped like 20 degrees in a very short time yesterday. And yeah, it got really cold. I think when I got up this morning, it was 13, but it was colder than that before I got up. So I'm not sure how low it got, but it was pretty chilly. But yeah, the bowl suffered the price of me and my little water stunt. Anyway, you can kind of see the sigil a little bit there. Whoops. Turn that off. Okay. Anyway, there was, I took angles with the in and out of the bowl. One thing that really popped up, I guess I'll run through these so you guys can see all of them. Because you guys might go back over the video afterwards and like freeze frame and look at these, but you can see there's a sigil here too, and here. See the cross in the middle here. And this is the, this I think this is still the top of it. Yeah, this is still the top. Because I took pictures from about every angle known to man on this chunk of ice. You can see some stuff going on here too with sigils. Let's see. You can kind of see some of it in that one. It's already melting pretty good at this point, as you can tell. See how clear it's getting. Now, this is the bottom of it. So I flipped it upside down and started taking pictures of it upside down. Almost looks like a feather right here. There's one in here that has a sigil that looked familiar to me, but I wasn't real sure what it was. And you can almost see the sigil from this end too, from the underneath side, which is interesting. Because that one's really big across the top. And you can kind of see it, part of it right here. This one captured my attention. It almost looks like a pitchfork type thing, and then it comes up, it does a corner and loops down with a little tail here. So it almost looks like a 4. That caught my eye. And the reason it caught my eye is because it kind of reminded me of Prince's guitar. But I got to looking at it, and it's not exactly that. So I started looking through different sigils, and I didn't find anything that looked exactly like it. So if anybody happens to know what that sigil is right there, could you let me know? And if you're watching this on replay, leave it in the comments underneath the video. That is a definite sigil right there. And I can't figure out which one it is. I don't know. But there were letters out here on the outer side. There were I even saw numbers in this. That one's really blurry. But you see the white ball inside there? I mean, that was really interesting. But see, look at this. Like an S, it looks like right here. There's like numbers and letters on this outer edge too. See? Right there. You can kind of see some others in here too if you look at it. Looks like a C, possibly an A. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, so the sigils, they're really interesting. There's this one, and it says Adonai on it. Adonai. What's interesting is I've got Gabriel and Adonai here. And I'd never seen this before, so this really stood out to me a whole bunch. Yeah, kind of weird for me. But yeah, the 2 moons with the lines here, because when I first looked at the top of the ice, I saw this big giant. If you turn this on its side, rotate it. Well, let me see if I can rotate it. Yeah, see, when you turn it on its side, it looks like a big giant E. That's what I first saw in that ice. What looked like a big giant E, but I was looking at it going, what the heck? But yeah, and these little cross symbols were on there too. It was really fascinating to do that on the ice. The other thing that showed up on the ice was some of these sigils here, and there's a big E here. So yeah, pretty interesting. There's other sigils. Let's see, which one do I have here? This is Raphael. That's Raphael. This is Sachiel, Samiel, Gabriel, Michael, Aniel. I love this one. It's got the heart and the triangle and the O with the cross with the infinity sign. That's that kind of caught my attention too. I was like, okay, that's interesting because Aniel sounds a lot like Phanuel. The other thing that's interesting is this sign right here looks almost like the sigil on the bottom of the ice, but not quite. But yeah. Cassiel. And this is the Sigillum. Gillium for Michael. Raphael. Sachiel. Samuel. Anyway, I thought I'd share those with you because I thought that those were fascinating. Some other things, like I said, I was looking through to see if I could find anything that matched that one that was on the bottom of the ice because it was an obvious sigil, but I could not find anything that matched up with it. So, like I said, if anybody happens to know what it was or what it meant, definitely let us know. But anyway, some other things I wanted to share with you all. Let's see. I'm going to leave links. I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it after the stream. I'm going to leave links for this. I've been trying to explain to people that there's multiple gods in the Bible, multiple sons of those gods, and multiple Satans. And I've been trying to tell people that Yahweh is not what you think. And they don't listen to me. Because who am I? I'm not a pastor at a church. So how could I possibly know? Trust me, I know. But this particular 990 also goes by Indigo Flower. I've been off and on chatting with her and following her channel for many years now. And she is very good at really deciphering the timeline in the Bible. I mean, she's really good at it. She's like many of us are. We're very good at connecting dots. Her forte just happens to be the timeline in the Bible. It also helps reveal some secrets, including the God Yahweh. So I'm going to leave the link in the description after the stream. Highly advise looking at that because it's what I've always known and could only really tell people because I hadn't taken the time to write down what she has to present to people so that they understand there's multiple gods in that Bible. And she identifies Yahweh here. And people don't understand what they're praying to. I wish they would listen because they're basically making soul contracts with a being that is not of their benefit. It's the best way to put it. And, you know, based on Adonai's reaction when I pronounced his name wrong, names matter to them. And so if you're calling on a God that, yeah, that's not good. It's just not good. Even if your heart and your intent's right, you're calling on the wrong one, you're making a soul contract with who knows who. Is the best way to put it. But I'll put a link, and I did some posts on Facebook, so people, I posted it on the Critical Break page, so people would know about this, because I keep trying to tell them, and they're just, it's like banging your head against a brick wall. You guys know how it is when, when you're partially awake and you're starting to discover things, and you try to tell other people, that glazed over look they get. Well, yeah, it's a thing. But I wanted to share that with you all. The other thing that's going on is in the codes, I got led by Gabriel to this song, which is something that's always been a big deal to me, because music's a big deal with me, and it is with him too. And the song is by Mr. Mister. It's called Kyrie, Eleison. And so one thing that popped up in the codes is talking about keys. It's talking about keys a lot, like the keys to Lucera Bet, and me being they're telling me they've got 3 of the keys, and I'm the 4th key. I know what Lucera Bet is, or reasonably certain what Lucera Bet. Lucera Bet is a failsafe. It's in case not enough of you get awake, not truly awake. It's a fail-safe situation that's been built into the system here. And that's all I'm going to say about Lucera Bet, because everything else, let's hope we don't need it. Okay. So anyway, you know, others have talked about this too. There's a tipping point. And this tipping point thing is a big deal, a really big deal, with the numbers of people being really awake and having their memories. Because reincarnation is a thing. If you've been told otherwise, you've been lied to. You have very likely incarnated on this planet before. There is a situation that's been going on that basically has been harvesting your soul energy in every way conceivable. And a lot of that has been put to a stop, but there's still a lot going on. And the more people that are awake, the better. And as you awaken, you start a process of ascension. And that ascension, basically, when you go through the steps to get there, which I've talked about many of the steps, you know, the soul revocation, the, you know, they already know what you did wrong. Confession is BS. Confession is another method of control and manipulation of the fledglings. They already know, right? Think about it. A god would already know what you did wrong. So you don't need to tell them that. What you need to do is redeem it with yourself and reconcile that with yourself. Because a lot of people do things are wrong and they make excuses for what they did. And to justify it to themselves, but you need to really focus on those things and own it, and not just go, oh yeah, I did that. You really need to own it. Yeah, that was the shittiest thing I did, that sort of thing. And trust me, if you do it right, you're going to cry several Kleenex boxes worth. if you do it right. So you do that process. And the other part of the process is starting to awaken to the fact that you were probably on this planet prior. And so with my awakening, because that's what I'm doing, I've got lots of glimpses of past lives, but nothing I can truly piece together well. And I'm in this process of regression and trying to capture my memories. And I've tried to do that. I talked about I get right to the point in the regression where I start to go into the body of a past life, and the pain is so intense, I've had to back out. And I'm working out a way to kind of like using your imagination to bubble that pain so that I can manage to get into the body long enough to figure out what the heck was going on that was causing that kind of pain. So sometimes retrieving those past memories can be extremely difficult if the situation was really bad. And based on my knowledge of my past lives, what I know about so far, they weren't good. So, so I'm having to try to retrieve getting into a body that, is less than a perfect situation. And I'm trying to get around that. But one thing that I discovered is something else that can be very beneficial that I discovered this weekend, and the codes were talking about it. It's another type of key, and it's the key of 369. And, it's the key to the universe. The other thing was this Kyrie Eleison is actually a Gregorian chant. And it means, Lord have mercy. And what's really fascinating is you put Kyrie Eleison to match it up with a 396 hertz. So we're talking about the 369 again, but in 396, just the last two numbers switched. I found out that if you chant this, some very interesting things start happening with your body. It's almost like you feel tingles and like something is really waking up inside of you. And my recommendation is chant it at 396 hertz. And here, I'll go back off the share screen for a minute. Well, wait a minute. Let me show you one more thing. This is the actual Gregorian chant, okay? Kyrie Eleison, Christi Eleison, Kyrie Eleison, Kyrie Eleison, okay? There's also, I'll put a link under the video for this too. This is actually some monks chanting it. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, I'll add that to the music playlist that I have that is now public since I screwed that up. I had it set to private and didn't know it. Anyway, I'll add that to the music playlist too, and I'll also put a link under the video after we're done here. But I'll go off share screen. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to share with you guys? Oh, I'm sure there is, but you know me, I always forget things. So I'm gonna check the chat, see how you guys are doing. It's been a weekend, right? Yeah, those sigils, they're really cool, aren't they? Super cool. But yeah. There was something I was going to, I was going to show you guys what I did in a minute. Oh, I know, one more thing. Let me share screen. Gosh darn it. Okay. These are pictures from tonight. That's the moon. That's what it looked like coming up here tonight. Kind of cool. I don't know if these others turned out very good or not. The camera was having difficulty with the low light level. Not too bad. Okay. So we'll stop sharing again. What I was going to show you is what I do on my phone. So to get the 396 hertz Solfeggio, what you do is go to your Play Store. I'll show you the apps that I use. There they are. This one right here, this one, and that one. The names of them. The names. Let me get them. One Solfeggio. The one I used last night was this one. It's done by Unity. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Yeah. Looks like that. Okay. And I turned on the 396. Let me see if you can see that. See, I got it turned on. And then I need to turn it up so you guys can hear it. And it gives you something to tune yourself to while you're chanting. 369 is a key. And chanting Kyrie, Eleison to that frequency, try it. And keeping in line with the 369, chant it 3 times and rest for a few counts. And chant it 6 times, rest for a few counts, and chant it 9 more. Keeping with the 369. I think you're going to be surprised with the results you get from that. I did it last night, woke up this morning with some very interesting. My head was like super clear. I don't know. There's something to it. And about every chakra in my body lit up like it was electricity, which is interesting. But so give that a try. I talked about it on Miss Tamu's stream this morning. So anyway, I'm going to say good night. I have a lot of other stuff I need to tell you all, but I wanted to keep it as short as possible. So have a super fantastic week. And if you need anything, send me an email at criticalbreak@outlook.com. And Infinite Terra. Terra is hearts backward. Out past the stars and back. So many times. You have no idea. You all are soul sparks. Really brilliant soul sparks. And all pieces of the goddess. Anyway, have a fantastic week. We'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Bye.